Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to incorporate a logo into your videos. Often when you're working on a client project, they will provide you with a logo. So you want to ask them for a logo file type that works well with Premiere Pro. This would be a PSD file, which is a Photoshop file, or a PNG file. JPEGs are okay as well. PSD files are good because if for some reason you need to manipulate anything in the logo, you likely have Adobe Photoshop as well as Premiere Pro, and you can easily work with Photoshop directly from Premiere by right-clicking. Let's pretend this is a Photoshop file for a second, so let's right-click on it. You can go to Edit in Photoshop, and this file will open up in Photoshop and allow you to directly edit. Once you save the file in Photoshop, it will update in Premiere Pro. That's really cool. Now, a PNG file works well as well because, let's just scroll over here on our timeline, because a PNG file allows you to have a transparent background, which means that this logo here that started off with black text came in with transparency in the background. It didn't come with a completely white or different colored background. It was just the logo itself with a transparent background. Photoshop files and PNG files allow for this, and that's what makes them really great to work with in Photoshop. Also, when you're working with clients, and sometimes this is a little bit of a tougher request to get through, but ideally you want a logo that is the size, the resolution size of the resolution that you're working with in Premiere, which in most cases is going to be 1920 by 1080. In this edit, we are working with 1920 by 1080. So you want a file around that size. If you get a file that's a much smaller size, you're likely going to have to zoom into it when you're working with Premiere, and once you export the video with a very low quality, low resolution, small logo, you're going to be able to tell. So you want to request PSD files or PNG files from your clients when getting logos, and you want them to be around the resolution of 1920 by 1080. So first we will click on the project panels. You can see here it's highlighted in blue. I'm going to push Command Tab on my Mac to tab over to the Finder window where we have our logo folder. In our logo folder, we have an Illustrator file and a PNG. So we are going to bring the PNG file here into Premiere because PNG files are compatible with Premiere. Let's highlight and drag this file over into the project panel. There we go. Okay, so I'm now going to drag the logo over top of the final clip in our video edit, clip 29. Push the plus key to zoom in here. So currently this logo is bigger than the image on screen. So we're going to go up to scale in the effect control and bring it down to 25. And we'll move our logo over to the right a little bit more. So what we want here is, as you can see in the music waveform, you can see that the music volume comes up just as the host finished speaking. We're going to let clip 29 play out a little bit, and then we're going to fade the logo and fade the clip out. So let's just take a watch here. We'll stop it right there where the beat is. Let's drag the logo out. We're going to drag the right side of the logo longer as well. I'm going to click on the logo file here that's on track V3. Let's drag effect control over so that we can see what's going on the side here. And let's click this toggle animation button on as well as the position button on. So that's going to create these keyframes that you can see over here on the right at the beginning of the logo. Let's play through. Okay, where the beat comes up again, we will add another keyframe and let's scale that to 30. Okay, let's also add a fade onto the logo. So with the logo file highlighted on the timeline, we're going to push Command D to create a fade. Okay, let's watch that back. Okay, so as you can see in the footage, it will look great to have the logo show up after the camera move reveals the rest of the lake and the mountains through the handrail bars. So let's move the logo over to where we've got our cursor currently, and let's play that back. Okay, so the footage starts to move a little bit close to the end of it. So let's bring our cursor to where the logo begins with our clip 29 highlighted, and we're going to drop down opacity. We're going to push the add keyframe button here, and let's scrub to where right before the clip starts to kind of shake here. So right about there, we're going to add another keyframe and bring the opacity down to 0. So what's going to happen here is as the logo starts to show up, clip 29 is going to fade. We're going to bring the right side of the logo in. Let's play that back. Another thing we can do is, let's go to the project panel, click on the new item icon, click on color matte, push OK. Let's drag this to the whitest part of the color matte and push OK. Let's call this white. There we go. Let's drag this color matte underneath the logo on V1. Okay, so I like that more. I like it fading to white and showing the logo. Let's drag the white color matte out to the end of where the logo is there, and we won't have the logo fade out at the end. We're gonna highlight that fade that's on the right side of the logo and push delete. Okay, so that's how the video will end. Let's highlight the music and drag it over to where the logo ends. Now let's zoom in, and we'll drag the audio fades on the music over to the beginning of the logo, where the logo begins here. Okay, one more thing we're going to do is we're going to push P for our pen tool, and we're going to put a keyframe on audio track 6 and another keyframe at the very end of the music, and drag that second keyframe all the way down. Let's drag the A5 track open as well, and we'll do the same thing there. Add a keyframe and another keyframe at the end. By adding these keyframes, this will help the feeling of the video come to more of an end. So let's play that back. There we go. Okay, great. So that's how the video will end. That's adding a logo. Sometimes it's nice to add the logo to the beginning of the video as well. So let's try that out now. We've got our logo here in the project panel, the Discover Nelson logo. We'll drag that down over the first track here, and we will highlight the Discover Nelson logo on track V3, and we'll bring that down to 25. So with this logo at the beginning of this video, with the clip starting out black and then revealing the mountains, you can't see the logo because the logo is also in black text. So what we're going to do is make the logo color at the beginning white. Let's go up to our effects panel and type in invert. And we're going to click on not the audio effect, but the video effect, invert, and drag that effect onto the logo. And as you can see here, that has inverted the color of this logo, so it is now white instead of black. It would be really great if, as the mountain is revealed, the logo starts to move off screen. So now we're going to do that. Let's just drag this logo so that it matches up with clip 1 here. We're going to use our arrows for this, so we're at 0.20 seconds. Let's push our right arrow to the right, and as you can see here in the program panel, the sunset and the scenery starts to be revealed right in the crack of the frame there on the left. So I'm going to push my left arrow Okay, now we're back to black. With our logo highlighted, push position. And now we're going to push the right arrow. We're at 4.14 seconds. With the logo still highlighted, we're going to go up to our position where it says 960 and drag it to the right here to 2531. Let's play that back on the timeline.
Audio Jungle.
Okay, so as you can see here, we did not drag it far enough because the logo starts to go to the left as the darker part of this frame is revealing the mountain and the lake. So we're going to use our right arrow to go back over to lined up with where that second keyframe is. Okay, and you know it's lined up exactly because the keyframe here is highlighted in blue. I'm going to push the left arrow on my keyboard to go off of this keyframe. See how the blue color is no longer? Click right once and there you go. So that's how you know you are back on this keyframe if over here the position keyframe is highlighted in blue. Let's drag this to 4,000. Okay, let's play that back.
Audio Jungle.
And there we go, 4,000 works nicely. So there you have it. That's working with logos in your Premiere Pro edit. In the next lesson, we are going to create a lower third for your host. We'll see you in the next lesson.